them to see me pissed off.
Tell them about what happened today. Start with this morning.
I'm upset.
Start with this morning, come on.
No, because we're just going to talk about how my life is just a sick joke.
I'm gonna make this video because it needs to be made. And I tried to make it earlier, but she didn't want to tell it, so I'm gonna fucking tell it, right? I'm gonna tell you guys the story that happened today, an ongoing story. So this is what happened. I set an alarm to wake up at 5:45. Woke up, got dressed, got ready. Yasmine, her car had a rejection sticker on it because we tried to reset the check engine light by taking the battery out and putting it back in, which does reset the check engine light. But if you do that and then you go to the inspection station, they'll tell you that your computer has nothing on it because you basically just reset your computer. So we went, and then this was like 3 months ago. We drove to her job, and then I had to then drive the car back to my apartment. And then I had to go take it to the inspection station because she couldn't, because they close at 4 and she gets off at work past 4. All right, so we got there, I drove it back, and then I drove it to the inspection station, got it inspected, came back, and I'm like, awesome, that's 2 tasks down, there's only 1 left to go. And that was to drive back to her job, pick her up, and then bring her back home. We did that, but her phone decided to start power cycling just before I got there, which means she couldn't then do Uber, which is the whole reason why we did what we did to get the car fixed today. So what we did was then go to the Apple store in Cherry Hill on our way back from her job, and then they said, well, since the screen is cracked, we may break it, and we can't guarantee that it's a battery issue. You might have to replace the phone altogether for like $300. So we found a workaround, and she is going to try to, well, she's asking her mom to add a line for $5, and then that should fix all of this, hopefully. But I just had to tell this story because, like, I was literally just sitting thinking to myself, I could write this in a movie and it would be funny as hell, because each time
my bad luck,
about her horrible luck.
It's not that great.
But it's not bad luck. Unplanned things happen, and then miraculously she finds a way to save herself. So I guess you are lucky. You're both unlucky and lucky. So you're breaking even. So we just got back from the mall. Yeah, so Apple, tell them what Apple wanted.
My money, bitch.
Apple said, okay, well look, we're gonna run this diagnostic and we can't tell what's wrong with the battery. So here's what we're gonna do. Because your screen is cracked, we're gonna have to replace the screen in order to get to the battery, but we can't guarantee that that'll fix it. So you might have to pay $300 and something to replace the phone altogether. But if it works and we replace the screen and the battery, then it'll just be $140, right?
170 with the battery.
170 with the battery. So I told Yasmine, no. I use Apple. I do not like what they do in terms of like how they monopolize, and they basically design their products to only be fixed by Apple. So you're paying out the ass to fix something simple. So I told her, no, let's wait to see what we can do without it. And then your mom did what?
She added a line to her plan.
For how much?
$70.
$70.
Yeah.
We just drove by a cop, and now he's following us.
No, I'm just gonna look like I'm looking for something.
Maybe the guy in front of us was speeding or something.
Damn, you flew.
Oh, goddamn,
shit, there's 2 of them.
Where the fuck are they going?
They're getting somebody, babe.
Anyway, put the camera down again. I just don't want them to see the flash, because that could also count as distracted driving. When you start to panic, just realize, slow down and think about it for a second. All right, let me explain the position right now, guys. So I am at a light, and there are cops on both fucking sides of me. And then, oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they got his ass.
Get him.
Oh, shit, yeah, it's the van. Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's this
that
little
car.
car. That My car don't even look legal.
That's crazy. All right. Close one. I mean, not really close one, but just it's really freaky when that happens close to you, especially if you're paranoid like I am. But so yeah, that was our day today. This day went on a lot longer than I thought it would. At 5 o'clock, I figured I would be back. I would, have a drink and then be like just working on my own stuff for the night. But no, it's 9:51. And you know what? This other thing that I thought of during the day. Hold on, light down. Another cop. What the fuck is with these cops around here? God damn it. Being with somebody doesn't necessarily make your life easier.
Damn.
But it makes it...
Ouch.
Hold on, wait for me. But it makes it more fulfilling. It gives it more substance. When I say easier, I mean to say that when you're with somebody, it's not just your life that matters anymore. It's the other person that you have to consider. Like when you're single, your losses are your own losses and your hardships are your hardships. So when you're with somebody else, now 2 lives influence both of them at the same time. So when I say life isn't easier, or maybe simpler would be a better word. Life isn't easier isn't simpler with somebody, because I could have just stayed home all day. But at the same time, there's a lot that you learn from doing things that you weren't expecting to. I think that's like the running theme that I've noticed is just if something unplanned happens, you can either sulk and then, like your whole day would get ruined by it because you're too focused on what you could be doing or what you were planning to do. But if you run with it and think to yourself, this is what the circumstance is now, like this is the situation and I can't change it, this is what's going on, and embrace it, it's a lot better if you do it that way. And I've done both of them. I've had shit happen and then I thought to myself, well, now my whole day is fucked and now the week is fucked and now I just don't want to do anything else. But like today, living life is almost a choice at that point, because that's essentially what you're doing, is like you're choosing whether to deal with it or not. So yeah. Is there anything you want to add?
I love you.
I love you too.
I really appreciate you. You keep me from falling apart.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
Let's go have a beer.